morning and welcome to another FreeFoxGen presentation. Today I'm going to be covering arbitrage trading and taking advantage of the crypto gap, specifically in the South African markets. Quick disclaimer, basically if you could read through this at your own time, but this video is not financial advice and may not be seen as financial advice. It is merely me giving you an explanation on a topic in the cryptocurrency field and what I am doing to implement it into my personal financial strategy. If you choose to get involved, you do so at your own risk and accept full responsibility for your decisions. So what are we going to cover today? We're going to look at what is arbitrage trading. I'm going to explain to you how it works, what your risks are associated with it, why use an automated service provider, what are your profits, what are your fees, how does the tax clearance work in South Africa, and how to set that up. What are the next steps if you would like to get involved now? And what are your requirements to get started? Okay, so without further ado, what is arbitrage trading? So arbitrage is the price difference of an identical or similar asset between two markets, where the asset can be bought and sold. So the process of buying an asset on one market and selling it on another for a profit is called arbitrage trading. So for example, if you went and bought Bitcoin in America on the Binance exchange, moved it to South Africa and sold it on Altcoin Trader, there's normally a price difference because cryptocurrencies are more expensive in South Africa. So what happens is that you're left with a profit, and that is an arbitrage trade. The process involves the exchange of rands for dollars, the purchase of cryptos, then transferring those cryptos between exchanges, and then lastly, the sale of the cryptos for rands locally in South Africa. So how does it work? Well, firstly, your rands are exchanged for foreign currency. This service is provided by an authorized financial service provider, and they are used to exchange the rands for cryptocurrency, and in our case, we use US dollars. The crypto exchange is then funded, so the dollars are sent to an exchange where it will wait to be traded. And then obviously the next step is buying the cryptocurrencies. So the cryptocurrencies are then purchased using the dollars and then transferred. The cryptocurrencies will then be sent from that exchange to a South African exchange and then sold back into South African rands. What are the risks of trading arbitrage? Well, firstly, you have fluctuations in price, the Forex and cryptocurrency price fluctuations. Firstly, the Forex exchange rate. While the dollar is very volatile to the rand, if your funds are being held in the dollar, the fluctuation in price between the dollar and the rand can see your trade either gain or lose some profits. Sometimes it works in your favor, sometimes it works against you. So obviously if you have some sort of background being able to read the Forex markets, this might be in your favor, but do not worry, a lot of this is already factored into the risk assessments done before your trade. Cryptocurrency price fluctuations. So while cryptos are being held at or transferred between exchanges, the price can go up or down. And this can also see a trade lose or gain some profits. Then you always have the risk of theft. While something that doesn't happen all that often, there is the risk that crypto exchanges can be hacked and funds can be stolen. Although your funds are not really exposed for a very long time on an exchange, the reality of the matter is that there is a small risk involved. Overall, arbitrage trading is considered low risk when compared to other cryptocurrency trading strategies, and the more time a trade takes to complete, the more a trader is exposed to the risks mentioned above. Generally, with arbitrage trading that I'm doing, your risk is only 24 hours. So from the time your funds leave your account to when they're back in your account, it's 1 day. Now, while some people are able to arbitrage on their own, it is often risky and results in losses, simply due to the fact that humans are not able to move fast enough and outwit the bots. And when I say bots, I mean that there are automated bots on all the exchanges which basically execute trades without anybody else's assistance, as and when the opportunities come about. So for you and I to sit 24/7 in front of a computer and to be able to move the money as fast as they can, it's pretty much impossible. So arbitraging on your own, while it is something you could do, would probably be something that would only be for a very experienced trader and someone who has the means to be able to move funds quickly. There were a lot of companies offering automated arbitrage services in South Africa, and many of them have actually stopped running their services for various reasons. I would anticipate that the main reason for that is volume. The trading profitability fluctuates as the markets do in cryptocurrency. So early 2020, you were looking at maybe 3 or 4% per trade, which was really decent returns. But by the end of 2021, the market had changed and the returns were around about 0.5% per trade. So I think a lot of the companies, if they didn't have the right amount of volume with enough clients trading, were simply not profitable and have decided to shortcut their arbitrage services. I choose to use CoinExpert arbitrage services as it is a system built to automatically execute arbitrage trades. The CoinExpert arbitrage trading process includes an authorized financial service provider, crypto exchanges, and obviously trading software. So why use them as opposed to anybody else? Firstly, they have really good rates. They have identified the most affordable Forex intermediaries for you to choose from. So you'll get a basket of intermediaries who will be doing your exchange from dollars into rands and from rands back into dollars. The automation is really phenomenal. Their software monitors the markets 24/7 and trades within seconds for maximizing profits, something that you and I are unable to do. It is very low risk. CoinExpert maintains reserves in cryptocurrency to mitigate the exposure to cryptocurrency price fluctuations. They also have a phenomenal bot on Telegram, which actually tells you every day what the risk is and what the Forex movements have been for the last 24 hours. I'll show you more of this in another video. Low fees, large volumes, and optimizations at every point in the process ensure the lowest fees for their clients, which increases your profit potential, obviously. So basically, the clients receive maximum profit for the least amount of effort at the lowest amount of risk. CoinExpert systems are adapted all the time to account for new regulations as well as for changes in the market. And to assure its clients of its accountability and transparency, CoinExpert has registered with the Financial Intelligence Center. Also worth noting is that they're readying themselves to obtain a financial service provider license once the FSCA has created a category for crypto-related businesses. I think it needs to be said as well that I am not representing or affiliated with CoinExpert in any way. They are just simply the best. I mean, I've dealt with some of the other companies, and although some of them do offer a very good service, I personally feel that CoinExpert is at the top of their game in this field. So what are the fees involved? So firstly, you've got Forex fees. Your fee charged by the bank for sending your funds abroad is fixed at roughly 500 or 450 Rand, depending on which bank you're using. Then you have a Forex conversion fee. So there's a fee charged by the bank and the authorized financial service provider for converting those rands into dollars. And this ranges between 0.3 and 0.5% of the funds exchanged for dollars. Then you've got a service fee. CoinExpert charges 20% of your trade profit. This is used to facilitate the arbitrage and using their automated system. Then you have a withdrawal fee, which is a fee charged by the bank to withdraw the funds from CoinExpert to your client's bank account, or our bank account, which is fixed at 30 Rand if you use Standard Bank and 60 Rand if you use any other bank. Now, all these fees have already been taken into calculating the profits. So if I'm telling you that I made 1% profit, well, that's after all the fees have been taken off. What about the profitability? So profitability is largely affected by the factors listed previously, but thanks to some of these innovative tools that CoinExpert's put in place, it's relatively easy to mitigate those risks. I will show you how to use the Telegram bot to assess the risk every day by looking at the risk and profit estimations. You also have a choice if you want to trade separately or trade with a batch. Now, this is quite a confusing thing to kind of get under your wing, but for most users, selecting the trade separately option is most desirable as it's least risky. Your funds are double hedged right after they receive them, and therefore the exposure to the Forex movement is minimal. The other option is trading with a batch, which is slightly higher risk, but does have the option of slightly higher profits, where your trade is combined with everyone else's who chooses this option into a group, and the funds are traded as a whole. Results will be the average of all the trades that occurred for these clients, and profits will be allocated proportionally based on your USD portion of the batch. So if you need more information, which you probably will on this at a later stage, please refer to the Coin Expert website or feel free to chat to me. So below are the Coin Expert's performance statistics for the 30 days from the 4th of Jan to the 2nd of February. For more up-to-date statistics, please see the link in the description below where you can see the most recent 30 days. Remember, these profits are calculated after all the fees. It's important to understand that these statistics and any past performance is in no way a guarantee of future results. The format you'll see below states the date. So if you take a look at the first one, it's the 2nd of February. Your average was 0.66%. Then the minimum and the maximum profit is stated there as well. So on the 2nd of February, there was a minus 0.19%. So if you were trading the minimum amount, which is 100,000 Rand at a time, that you would actually have suffered a minor loss. But if you were trading the average, which is roughly 200,000 Rand, you would have made a 0.66%. Then if you had a trade which was over 500,000, you would have been looking at a 1.17. So you can look down through the statistics. 2nd of February was probably one of the very few losses we've had in the months. I think I've only ever experienced a loss twice before, and never more than 1% or so. But if you look down, you can see that the percentage range roughly around 1% for the month of January. So on a 200,000 Rand trade, you're looking at about a 2,000 Rand profit. Now, tax clearance is crucial for setting up your arbitrage trading. The South African Reserve Bank oversees all the South African Forex transactions, and they do impose limits on the amount of money that you can transfer abroad. So you have what's called an SDA, a single discretionary allowance. Then the bank allows anybody over 18 to transfer 1 million Rand per calendar year abroad. That means if you're trading 100,000 Rand at a time, you can do 10 trades in one calendar year before your SDA has been fully utilized. Once your SDA has been depleted, or even if you decide not to use the whole SDA, you can apply, even initially in the beginning of the year, for a tax clearance in order to make use of what's called the Foreign Investment Allowance, or FIA. This is an allowance of 10 million per calendar year that a South African resident over the age of 18 can utilize to invest abroad. This brings your total effectively then to 11 million per annum that you're allowed to send abroad. How do I apply for tax clearance? Well, any practitioner should be able to assist you with your application. The process involves the submission of a statement of assets and liabilities, as well as your proof of funds. Please note, you will need to prove ownership of the funds that you wish to send abroad. They are very sticky on this. You need to be able to prove where your funds came from, if those funds were earned, if those funds were donated, if those funds were from a retirement policy, if they were taken out of an investment. You need to supply all this kind of detail. You can apply for tax clearance on smaller amounts and then renew your application every time the amount you have available has been fully utilized. This process can be repeated until you've reached a total of 10 million. It is the responsibility of the individual to track their SDA and FIA to avoid exceeding the limits imposed by the South African Reserve Bank. And of course, profits need to be declared and taxed as normal. It is, however, best to discuss these profits and their implications on your taxable income with your accountant, obviously as your individual cases may vary. So what's the next steps? How do you get started? So you can register on the Coin Expert online portal. I'll stick the referral link in the description below, but you can just go to coinexpert.com/register, and please be so kind as to use my referral code, which is FreeFoxGen. During these steps, you're going to be asked to provide some information for KYC and AML compliance. After that, you'll be contacted by an authorized financial service provider. They will open a mercantile or an Investec bank account, which is a trading account for you to use, where the Forex transactions will take place from. And as soon as your Coin Expert account is approved and your trading account's been opened, you're ready to trade. Then you initiate your trade. So it's as simple as basically transferring the capital to your trading account and sending a proof of payment to the financial service provider. I'm currently using GapX. GapX has been phenomenal in their services and really on the ball. I mean, I cannot speak highly enough of GapX. what I do in the mornings, and I will talk to you guys through this in another video. I think what I'll do next is make a video to actually show the process of booking an arbitrage every day. But it's really as simple as saying, if your funds are in, for example, a Nedbank account, you can then transfer the funds from Nedbank through to your Mercantile account. Once the funds are in Mercantile, you are actually ready to trade. Then from there, you will literally notify this Authorized Financial Services Provider, or GAPX, and say that you want to trade. They will move those funds from Mercantile into US dollars. So they take the funds out of the account. They have access to their trading account. They take it out, and within 24 hours, it's back in your account. That's what I like about arbitrage trading, is the money comes straight back into your possession. Nobody has permission to take the funds out of your account without you giving them permission to do so. And you can move those funds or those profits immediately then back into another account. So you can trade directly from Mercantile. You can have your funds put back into Mercantile daily, or you can have them put into a FNB account or a Standard Bank account or a Capitec account. You name it. So initiating the trade is as simple as transferring the funds. Then the authorized service provider contacts you to book the trade when they're available. You exchange your rands for dollars. The dollar is minted into USDC. So USDC is a digital dollar. It's a stable coin, a digital currency, and then sent to CoinExpert, and then the trades are executed. CoinExpert's automated software, which is then integrated with multiple crypto exchanges, will execute the trades with the pooled trading capital. The software keeps an eye on the markets around the clock and executes buy and sell trades every few seconds to ensure maximum profitability at lowest risk. The following business day, at the conclusion of your trade, your trading capital as well as your profits are paid out into your personal bank account. Then you can trade again. Once the funds are in your account, a new trade can be initiated by simply transferring your capital back to your trading account, or as I said, you could just leave it in your trading account. Essentially, once you're set up and approved, each trade will require the transfer of funds from the trading account, unless you want to leave it in the trading account, which is perfectly safe to do as well. So what does one need to be able to do this in South Africa? Well, it's basic. You have to be over 18 years old. You have to have a minimum of 100,000 Rand trading capital available and have a good standing tax compliance status with SARS. Keep an eye out for my other video explaining how to go about booking your trade every day and the actual process of using the bot and assessing your risk on a daily basis. Hope that was helpful. Happy trading.